Nice. Perfect. We're live again. I say this at the beginning of every stream. So yeah, I was just working on another video that I'm posting about tweening without using the graph editor. But I need some poses, and I figured, hey, why not make them dynamic, and why not stream me posing out the characters like I always do. So this is my process. And these poses I got from Masters of Anatomy. They have like a book that you can buy. They also have a free Instagram page where they have cool poses, and that's where I got these from. So I'm going to match this rig to a couple of those. And then, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. Because I need these poses for that other video. I was going to do it, and I was like, you know what? Why not stream it? As you can see, I've already done a little bit of a draw over. And I'm just moving the pieces of the rig in place. No deformers, nothing. Just kind of moving the pieces so I can keep my volumes consistent when I go and adjust for the perspective and stuff like that. Let's see, I'm not even looking at my reference. What nice hand do I need? Maybe we can change it up a little bit. We'll do something like this. Excuse me. Yeah, no. Do this. All right, we turn off our draw over so we can see it's looking okay. Now the pieces are there. I can kind of go in and get this. I want to keep the line of action, right? Because I want this to look not cut out. I want to, maintain the integrity of that pose. So here we can get that nice V shape, right? And he's really coming forward in his chest. Still being rough at this point. So the belt's going to help direct that movement. Right? And I was conscious of that when I was making this character. I needed to make it simple, but certain features are going to help cheat perspective. Okay, so here we're going to shoot this leg out like this, and this is going to drop down. So if we want to get this, let's pretend there's a shirt there. Going to meet just like that nice V shape. His legs are way thicker than my character, so I need to stay on model, but at the same time get that perspective. So I'm going to be using these nice cylinder shapes. Right, there's the knee. We're going to drop this down like this and get this perspective on his boot. Right, and still I'm being rough, really, really rough, because I still want to keep this like loose. Right, that's going to be there. Nice, like it's a really nice flowing pose, and I want to keep that. So here, his foot's going to be around there. If we compare it to the knee, it's just in line with the knee. So something like this. And then we'll drop that down. His back leg is going to be really, really foreshortened here. That's going to be tough. So we'll just mark that. And here, he'll be up on his toes a bit. I think we have that foot shape. Now for the arms, his shoulders, like look how much his shoulders are coming up. So we really got to drop that head. And his arms are facing back like this. See, we need that perspective on the glove. We're probably going to have to change that around. And his arm is right down like this. Same thing. This is also going to be back. And we're really going to have that perspective change. I'm looking at this negative space, though. I like that area. So we'll simplify it a bit. We'll just do it like this. But I want to keep that negative space. And then here, something like this. Right, second draw over. We're nailing down the details a bit. I'll do the head later, but I do want to bring it to the front. This is going to be tough. Messed this up when I built this rig. The arms, it's hard to grab the arms, and the handle sometimes gets hidden in Z depth. I didn't want that, so a little annoying. Let's do the sleeve. Right, now we're kind of using the deformers. Our pivot points are kind of where they should be because we move them basically into position during that first draw over. Right? I love to do this, guys. Like posing, dynamic posing. I love doing it. I don't get to do enough of this at like my actual work. Okay, so here behind, and we can kind of just use this cutter to get that angle. We may have to move the wrists around a little bit. And see how we're going away from our draw over? That's fine. It doesn't have to be exact. But we do need a different hand. Maybe this hand will work better. Okay, that's just above. Cool, like that. Now here's going to be tricky. Now we got to grab the pieces individually like this. Normally I say don't do this. You want to move the big pieces first and the little pieces. But we plan this out, so it should be fine. Okay, so now here, I'm going to move the pivot point, and I'm going to work backwards. I'm going to grab these points and move them in with the deformer. Then I'll move the hand. We won't shrink it. We'll keep it the same. What I want to switch my cutter. So I'll have this, and I'll turn this off. Now, this goes in front. I always get this confused. Yeah, the hand is going to go in front, and the cutter, that's the hand. And we can change that perspective. It's a really cool way to do cuffs. It's actually pretty simple to get some nice foreshortening, nice perspective. It's not too complicated. And it's very versatile. It works well in lots of different situations. All right, so see, I'm not worrying about being exact here either, but now I'm just moving the deformers a little more to match the drawing, right? I'll move it like this, get that nice V shape. This thing, I move it down a bit, right? To show that he's really coming forward. Just gonna move this down, and then we can adjust these details after. Maybe the neck. No, I don't think I want the neck. I want it to be just like that. His belt, though, see that belt line? You got to move it all the way down, right? We really need to push this perspective. And then I might even, how are we going to do this? Skew that a bit so it looks like it's on an angle. right here. We're trying to get a nice C curve a little bit, maybe more of an S curve. Okay. And see, like, it's a lot. I can't really see what's going on, but I'm not trying to be exact. So it's okay. I can work with this. And that's kind of when I know it's time to do another draw over, is when I really just can't see anymore. I don't know what I'm doing. So then I kind of need to reset. All right, we'll match this here, get that curve in the leg. And doing it this way, I say this all the time, it really makes your work, it makes cutout animation look hand-drawn, because you're technically hand-drawing these poses, and then you're just matching them. It takes a little longer. Like on a show, maybe you won't have enough time to do this much detail. Okay, for here, so actually, yes, sorry. I'm gonna go here and do the same thing to keep that pivot point where it is. We'll work backwards. I'm gonna grab the foot, I'm gonna grab this and move it back in. That's a good foot there. Honestly, I love the way these feet are rigged. It's so cool. This is a drawing substitution, but then this little thing is like a deformer. So you can get a lot of cool foot poses pretty fast. And then like to get the bottom, you just have the bottom, it's black. Okay, so we said we were going to really foreshorten this, and we kind of did already. See, I'm just trying to match roughly where it is, but I think it's almost time for a new draw over because I can't see anything anymore. All right. Let's see. It's looking okay, not great. I'm going to keyframe it just so we can compare. And I'm going to go here. Now I can be a little tighter with my details, a little bit tighter. Let's get this up and have this reference. So even with the head, I'm going to come in. Maybe I don't want this light table on. Yeah, I do. I'm going to have, and sometimes I could even use the line tool for this, right? So here, let's get these eyebrows. I'm going to make it one line. I want them to kind of connect. A nice line going through the eyebrows. Right, we can match that up after. Maybe I'll have his mouth, right, slanted like this. And then the head, see if we can use the deformers a bit to kind of bring out those cheeks. Right, I'm using the line tool, and then I'm just going to go over it again. If I really want my, and I really have a lot of time, and I really want my poses to be good, I'll do this. Okay, right here, that's going to be there. And now for like the third draw over, I'm really paying attention to the pieces of my rig. So like this line is going to be here. Like I'm really paying attention to what I'm drawing, because it makes matching it up so much easier instead of kind of just being loose and more gestury, I guess you can say. All right, let's see. Bring this down. I like that head. We'll deal with the top after though. So now here, in my reference, it's like a real hard angle there. I'm gonna grab this. Right, and this is also good to keep your line of action because you can literally just draw a continuous line. And if the line looks good, usually the pose ends up looking good. Right, maybe draw this a little up. We'll add like a little curve there. Right, that's looking nice. And then here, we'll exaggerate that a little bit more. And bring this out. See that? Okay. Belt. The belt was pretty good. Like, it's a little more complex here. There's a little more planes, I guess you can say, on the thing, but we'll just do one line like that, and we can get rid of that just to keep things clean. Okay, bottom part. And yeah, usually you don't have time to do this, guys. And I mean, since I'm doing this too because I'm not drawing on my screen, so it's a little hard for me to get some nice like lines anyway. If you had like a Cintiq or something, you might just get away with drawing it by hand, right? Go here, we'll get this nice curve. This is gonna really sell the, like the change of perspective in his leg. And this will go here and we can cut this. Okay, looking good. Oops. Let's see. Let's fix that now and see what we got. I forgot, I only have this. So we're gonna have to make a new drawing substitution. No big deal. We'll just move that mouth, whoops, into place. Line art. And this mouth too is very easy to manipulate. Like the line art and color art are on the same layer. So it's pretty simple to add some new drawing substitutions. We'll give a nice curve to the eyebrows. Something very subtle. And what we can even do we have, there you go. Curve those up. Here's going to go down. Right, and see, it's very different from our first draw over. This is super, super like attention to detail, right? The other one, we were kind of zoomed out a bit, not worried about the details at all. All right. Now, in this reference, the huge overlapping line that I want to see if we can get, because it really helps show that he's like leaning forward, right? If I take this, I stretch it like this, then I gotta move this back. That might be too much, right? But see that line? That's what I want. If we go here, we'll see it is too much. So I can't do that. All right, that's just an example of like a limitation of the rig. Would be nice. Maybe we can draw it in after, but as of now, don't worry about it. Move this out. And then here, let's kind of just move that back. Okay, and here, this also might break the rig. Let's see. I'm gonna go there, move this up, and then move this down. Right, so we can't match it 100%, just like because the way the deformers are set up. But we can get pretty close, and that's fine. If we do a render view, we'll see that the rig isn't breaking, and it looks okay. Then to sell this, we'll have the under part kind of showing like that, maybe a little bit. Nice. So then we go turn this off. Already, let's take a look. Look at that. Those little changes are making a huge, huge, huge difference. That's why I always like to keyframe, right? I love to flip back and forth to see if I'm actually, making my poses better. So now here we can kind of use this thing kind of give us that like V shape, right? We can't have the overlapping lines, but we can do something, right? And we'll kind of curve it this way, like this. Okay, let's do the legs now. We want to fill in this, right? So we'll start a little bigger, and then here we'll have it go maybe just a little bit like that. Okay, nice. And then with the same line, we can just add another point. Do it like this way is definitely slower, but I don't know. I kind of like it. I kind of like working like this. Right, and I can, with the lines, I can kind of see the curves. So my work doesn't look so stiff. And yeah, like the more comfortable you get on a show too, the less you really need these drawovers. Like usually the first couple episodes I'm on a show, I draw over like pretty much every character and every pose. But then at the end, it's kind of just like, I don't need to. I'll just move the rig around, So you do get used to working with the rigs. That's the leg. Excuse me. Let's do this foreshorten. We had it pretty good. You can just clean up these edges like that. Right? Try and give it a nice curve. We'll try and curve it this way to keep that nice shape. How are you, man? Thanks for tuning in. How's it going? Are you like an animator or just, like a student or something? Let me know. Now here, you know what I might do? I might do this in a different color so I can just see what I'm doing. So we have the blue and the red. So here, and I'm hoping you're finding this stream useful, anyone watching. If you have any questions, guys, let me know in the chat. There, his legs are a little bit bigger. Maybe I can, maybe, if we go like this, we can add a little more of a curve. Going crazy up there. We'll keep it straight. Nice, man. Love that. Well, thanks for joining. How long have you been using Toon Boom and stuff for? Okay, so here, not as foreshortened as I would like. So let's take this back. Let's like shrink it back. Just like this. Just like that. If we look at this, it literally cuts off. There's no space. I guess we can let's try that. And then we'll move the foot up. So let's do these legs now. Move them up. It might be tough without breaking this rig, but but we'll see. We got this, we got this, we got this. Move here, here, and then we'll cut it off here. Right, that's not a tangent. We should be good. I'm gonna move this guy back. I'll have this come down. I'll have this come out more. And we'll kind of taper it in a little bit. Okay. This. So I'm grabbing both points. That's a big, for me, that was a real game changer when it comes to working with deformers. Not only does it speed things up, but it makes posing them a lot easier than posing one point at a time, right? Oh, nice. I've actually never used Moho, but I hear it's actually pretty powerful, and I've seen some really cool stuff that you can do. Do you like do any rigging on it as well? Okay, so I'm going to grab this. Created a new drawing substitution. I'm just going to move this over, right? Just a tiny bit. That's why I love these feet. It's so easy to just tweak them a little bit to get the position that you want, right? Like, look at that. Whole new foot. Okay. Liking that. Go here. We'll go here. There we go. Move this in. Connect those knees. You might have to do this without the drawers after. And I'm going to move this in front. You want that overlapping line this way. Okay. Good, looking good. I mean, it's taken us half an hour to do this pose. And it is a pretty complex pose, you know? So it's not too long, to be honest. Interesting. Yeah. Harmony, I feel you can kind of do pretty much everything in the software. It's like maybe not the best at anything, but it's pretty versatile. Yeah, I definitely got to try rigging in Moho. Like I've seen some really cool stuff. How long have you been using or animating for? All right, there we go. That foot's fine. Maybe this needs to be a little bit bigger. That. Okay, let's see. We may have to change this a bit. Right, the leg is looking a little too small. That's all we got to do. No problem. Just move this here. Right. There you go. And this guy, we'll just move him there. Move that back. There you go. Already, if we look at the difference there, huh? Way better. Maybe we'll make this smaller. Okay, next. Let's do these arms. Oops. And then we'll do the upper body, and then this pose should be pretty much done. 2 years. Nice, man. That's awesome. Where are you from, if you don't mind me asking? Is a lot of animation there? A lot of opportunities? Here. this like this, and then push it out like that. Right, we'll get that nice movement. This is going to overlap. We'll go here and do that. Whoops. Okay, that's looking good. Now with this wrist, we almost had it. We almost had what we wanted. We just got to clean it up a bit. There, there. Okay, and see how we're drawing through? That's important as well. 31 minutes. Here. Now we're getting right down to the details. It's kind of nice, this part, because you really see everything come together. Like at the beginning of this process, you're like, oh my God, what the hell am I doing? It looks like shit. And here you're like, okay, I can kind of see. I can kind of see what we're doing. See what we're working with. Oh, nice, man. Very, very cool. I had no idea it was, animation was so big there. There are a lot of like studios, or is it more like independent animators making content? And like what kind? Like TV shows, movies, or like commercials and stuff? Okay, that's looking good. Let me fix this before I forget. Move here, right? Let's go like that. Boom, right there, man. That's looking good. And we'll kind of move this over. It kind of looks good. Giving us that effect. Now here, the arms. I'm gonna go like a straight across. Like that. We want here. That's gonna be cool. And this needs to be really foreshortened. That's gonna sell it. Okay. We need to push this a little more. Here. It's going to be almost like a circle to really show how much foreshortened. Okay, freelancer, TV commercials, music videos. Nice. So it sounds like they got everything there, man. That's really, really cool. How's the freelancing going? Are you, I guess, yeah. So that means, I guess you're set up completely for like remote work, right? Do you find it easy to like land clients, or do you not really like that part of the job? What I'm going to do with that. So I want this, it's kind of covered. So we'll go like this, like this, like this. Wait. I like to keep things like in line, right? If it's in line with the other part, it should look okay. But so far, it's not. What do we want? What do we want? This might work. Let's see. Drop this shoulder down. It gives him more of that hunching forward feel. And honestly, man, this is a great, I find, just posing practice. You know, if you don't have anything to do, look up on the internet some cool dynamic poses. You can even do some gesture drawing, and then take a rig and pose it. Amazing practice. You don't even have to animate, to be honest. Like, I feel posing is like 85% of what you need to know in animation. Good solid poses can carry you a long, long way. Thank you, dude. I appreciate that. You know, just still trying to learn though, you know. There's always something else to learn. I love this channel too. You meet so many artists, animators from around the world, right? It's so cool. Hey, see, look, watch. That looks way more. What's it called? Foreshortened. And like foreshortening and cutout animation is the difference between cutout, like animation that looks like a puppet, and animation that looks hand drawn. That's it's a huge factor. So learning how to foreshorten things is really, really big. Okay, and then here we can kind of just go move this like that. Nice. So move that. Let's see this. I mean, okay, looking okay, not the best. Like this out a little bit. I'm gonna move this down. Side. Compare. Right, it's like night and day. Let's go here. Move. Let me see how their legs are. Yeah, see, his legs are completely covered. I think that's the thing. Yeah, that looks a lot better already. Right, and you can adjust all day, to be honest. Let's bring him all down on his shadow, though. Okay. Let's move this back. Move this back. Move that down. Oops. Move this down just to compare as well. Looks way better. That's a pretty dynamic pose. Look at that. Does not look cut out at all. We can still like just make it a little bit better. Yeah, man. Thanks, dude. Thanks for joining. Well, I'm happy with that, guys. Might be a short one today. It's 9 o'clock, but we got a nice pose. You look at it, nice dynamic pose. He looks a little off center. Hang on a second. We're gonna move this a little bit this way, so he's more balanced. Yeah, there you go. He's leaning back a little bit. We can get rid of this. Next one we can try. I was smart and I reset. Actually, fuck it. No, we're not. We're not gonna do it. I'm gonna turn this off. But yeah, keep an eye out, guys, for this video. It's gonna be about animating without the graph editor. So we're gonna be using these poses, and I'm gonna show you how I like to animate. Just some new things that I've learned. I'm working on the video. There's going to be simple examples, complex examples like this. So it should be out, I don't know, a couple weeks or something, depending on how tough work is. So yeah, just a quick live stream, guys, for one of the poses today. But yeah, hopefully, again, you see my process, you see how I'm thinking, and these drawovers really, really help your animation, your poses not look so cut out, especially with deformers. All right, guys, have a good night. See ya.